Crush AI is a powerful platform that makes media buying and competitor ad analysis simple and strategic. In this walkthrough, I'll guide you step by step so you can see exactly how it works. We'll start with account setup so you can get started quickly and configure the basics before diving in. From there, we'll move into project onboarding, setting up your first project and walking through the homepage features so you know how to navigate the dashboard with confidence. Next, we'll explore the media buying section where campaigns, ad sets, budgets, and audiences are managed and optimized automatically. And this is also the hub where you control spend and test creatives. And finally, we'll dive into the ad section where you can generate creatives, study competitor ads, and understand how iteration works to refine winning campaigns. By the end, you'll know exactly how you can use Crush effectively even as a beginner. Now, to get started, you want to go here into the website of Crush. You can use the link in the description so that you can ensure that you are here on the correct website and you can go here easily. Also, it's an affiliate link so you'll be able to support this channel if you use that, but no pressure, only if you want to use it. And once you're here, you can click here on login if you already have an account. If not, you can start setting up your account by clicking here on Buy Now button. And you'll be prompted in here. You can scroll down so that you'd be able to see on what Crush can do for you and what you're getting for the subscription that you'll be buying in here. And once you're ready, you can click here on redeem 40% off, and then you'll be able to see their pricing plans. So basically, they only have one plan with different billing cycles. So you have yearly, quarterly, and monthly. So you'd be getting a lot of savings if you go for higher billing cycles like the quarterly and yearly compared to monthly in here. So as you can see, if you compare yearly and monthly, that's half the price. So in here, you can go for yearly if you want to save as much as possible. So you can go for anything that you want right here. For example, just monthly, you can click here on continue, and then you'll be prompted here into the checkout page. So all you have to do now is provide your payment information here on the left side. And also you can see that the discount has now been applied in here. And once you have provided every detail here that's necessary, you can click here on submit secure payment. And with that, you would now have purchased a subscription and you'll now be proceeding to the next step. So after this, you will be proceeding into setting up your login credentials, such as your email and password, and after that would be the onboarding process. And now once you're done with that, you will now be able to go here so you can start your onboarding process. So you can click here on start onboarding, and here before you begin, you want to make sure that you understand this. So don't start unless you have 10 minutes right now. Every input matters, your target, CPA, your product images, and your copy angles. And you just simply need to provide all the information here regarding your business. So you can click here on I'm ready. And now you want to provide the landing or sales page URL. So for this example, I'm going to go and use this website right here, hydraspark.com. It's just a website that I like, though it's not affiliated to us. So I'm going to click here on next. And here in the competitors, so you can add your competitor's website and Crush will pull their actual running ads from the Facebook ads library. So in here, I will just put one competitor in here. So that would be poolhydration.com. I'm going to click here on add. So now I'm going to add more. So I'm going to go and add thermos.com and click on add. And the last one that I'm going to add would be drinkcircle.com. And from here, click on add. So now once you have added your competitors, and click on next. And now next is step 3. So in here, you can upload a product image right here. So I'm going to use this as an example. This product of mine right here. So this is a great picture. So I'm going to go and upload this right here. So it's color white. And then here we have the brand logo. You could also upload it right here. So you could also click here if you'd want to. You can click on that. And then you'd be able to select it from here. Or you could just simply drag and drop just like what I did in here. So I'm just going to drag and drop this. So here's the logo and drop it here. There it is. And next is that you can click here on the next button so that we can proceed to step 4. So we would need to connect our Facebook. So link your Facebook ad account to enable media buying. So you can click here and connect, and it will now open up a window connecting you to Facebook, just like this one right here. So you just need to click here and continue. and then choose the pages you would want trycrush.ai to access. So I'm gonna go for all current and future pages. Click and continue, and all current and future businesses. And same goes for this one. And then review trycrush AI's access request. So for this one, I'm gonna click on save. And once it has been successfully connected, click on got it. And then you will be prompted back up into trycrush.ai. And now in here, you would want to choose your business manager. So I have selected this account, and then select your ad account. And then I'm going to use this one, for example, for this demo. And then select the Facebook page that you'd want to use. Also select your Instagram account in here and your Facebook pixel. And once you've done that, is that you can now click here on next. And from here is that we will now be prompted into the campaign strategy. So here you can now go for the campaign setup. So your product destination and what Facebook optimizes for. So here it is, destination URL. So this would be the exact page where your ad sends people. This must be your product page, not your home page. One product, one URL. So it's requesting that we should do a product page. And this is not a product page, but a home page. So now we would have to correct that. So I'm just going to go and not make this full screen. And now I'm going to go into my site that we will be using. So here it is, hydrate.spark.com. And we'll just go into one of the products and go here into shop. And then from here is that I'm going to go and go for this one right here. I think this one is the best one. And I'm going to go and copy the URL and basically just paste it here. And then the optimization goal, you can go for sales or purchase, leads, depending on which one you'd want. I'm going to go for sales. Next, we have the conversion event. So basically, this is the end action that you would want to be the goal of your campaign. So I would want people to purchase. So I'm going to go here for purchase. And here in the targeting, you can now include the location. So you can just search for country, state, city, zip codes, and so on right here. So from here is that we also have the location type. So people living in this location, recently in this location, or traveling in this location. So for me, I'm just going to go for United States right here. Yeah, just the whole country itself, just like that. And then next is that we have the gender targeting. You can go for male or female. You could also only go for one gender if you'd want. You can uncheck or check your options in here. And then once you're satisfied with everything, you can click here on next. And now we'll be prompted into the budget and tracking. So this is the most important step in your entire setup. And if you get this wrong, then everything else fails. So make sure that you set everything here correctly. So first is the budget and performance, your spending limits, cost targets, and conversion measurement. Alright, so first is that we have the max daily budget. So this is the maximum amount Facebook can spend per day on your campaign. But you don't have to worry because Crush won't spend this every day. It would only spend aggressively or the whole budget when your ads are actually doing good or hitting your target CPA. But if something is not working, it pulls back automatically, so you're in safe hands and all of the budget in here will not be spent, so you will still have something left. So for this one, since we are just beginning, I'm just gonna go and reduce this to something like 50. I think would be safe, or actually 60 would be fine, right there. And then we have the target CPA. So this is the average amount you're willing to pay for one conversion, like a lead or purchase. So for this one, I'm gonna go for just 5 right here. So that would be low. So I would just test things out. Actually, 7 would actually be okay for me. So basically, you want to set this close to your actual acceptable cost. If you set it unrealistically low, Facebook may struggle to deliver. And I think this will be fine because we also have quite a low daily budget in here. And the next is that we have the target ROAS, or return on ad spend. So basically, this is the revenue you want to earn for every $1 that you spend on ads. But as for me, I'm just gonna skip the target ROAS for now because I don't have any consistent sales data yet. And then we have the attribution window. So basically, this would be the time frame in which Facebook attributes a conversion to you after someone clicks or views on it. So for this one, I'm just gonna leave this at default. And then we also have the UTM tracking option in here. So this would let you add tags to your ad link so you can track performance in Google Analytics or other tools. So my recommendation would be to turn this on. So this would help you see which campaigns, ad sets, and ads drive traffic and conversions outside of Facebook. So in here, we have the UTM source. So this basically identifies the traffic source. So this should be Facebook. And then UTM medium would be the description of the type of traffic. So you can go for paid, or you could also go for CPC, which is cost per click. And then we have the UTM campaign. So this would be the campaign name that you have made on the Facebook Ads Manager. You want to put it in here. But if you don't have one yet, or you would want this to be automatic, you can just leave it at default, as it would automatically pull in the actual campaign name from the Ads Manager. And we also have the UTM content, which is basically the same thing here from UTM campaign. If you leave it at default, it will automatically pull in the ad name. And this is basically for helping you distinguish which ad variation drove the click. We also have the UTM term. So this is basically for Google Ads to capture the keyword that triggered an ad. And then we have the custom parameters so that you would be able to define yourself to capture any detail that you want. So basically this would be an extra field. And then once you're done, you can click here on next, and basically you will now be done with the setup. So double check everything in here, make sure everything is correct. And here at the very bottom, there will be some double checking in here. So it says here, before you move on, take 60 seconds to double check. So first is your destination URL, the correct product page. So this one is correct, and the target CPA realistic based on your margins. I think so. And then we have the, did you upload your best product image? And yes. And did you add at least one competitor? I have added 3. And did you connect your Facebook account with full permissions? Definitely. So now I'm all good to go. I'm gonna click here on create my project. And now once you're done, you will now be prompted in here into the command center. So in here, you can click here on let's go if you do want to take a tour. But as for this one right here, I'm just going to click here on skip. And now you will be prompted here into the project tab or project page here in our Crash account. You can see that we have our project in here under projects, which is the Hydrate Spark. And basically what I would want you to do first is go here into setup, and this is where you would be able to configure the settings here again of our project. So basically the similar to what we did earlier when setting up our project, but now we have some more additional options. So I would want you to make sure that you set this up first. So the landings or page URL, a brand identity, and now we can select the brand palette and also the tagline, brand logo, and so on. So once again, you want to make sure everything is good and you have set up here correctly. And if there are any changes that you'd want to be made earlier, then you can do it here. That's it. And now once you're super duper sure, because it is really important, because if you mess this up, then it would affect your results. You want to now go here into the dashboard. So I will be explaining this first. So basically this will be just an overview of your basic stats, like the total spend on ads, revenue, ROAS or return on ad spend, and number of purchases that you got by using Crush. And we have the data right here about our project, but we don't have anything yet because we haven't started this one right now. And then you could create a new project other than Hydrate Spark if you have any other product or sites that you would want to do here on Crush. And some Crush activity right here. So there's none because we haven't done anything yet. So now let's go into projects. And in here, we will now be going into media buying. So I'll be showing you or demonstrating you on how you'd be able to use this. Now, the first thing that you'd want to do here is to do this right here. So as you can see, let's get started. Please click on creatives below and upload your first batch of images or videos. So you must do this, especially if you haven't uploaded your creatives or generated some creatives here on the ad section yet, and you went here first in the media buying. So you want to make sure that you do this first so that the AI would have something to work with. And now I'm going to click here on plus creatives and upload from device. So once again, I will be selecting from my device folder right here, and I will now be importing this right here. So 6 of them, and upload this right here, just like that. And it is now uploading the creatives, and there it is. It is now generating AI copy variation. So we just need to wait for that for a bit until it finishes processing everything. All right, it is now all done. As you can see, we now have our creatives in here and with their captions and basically live preview there. And there's also some other options that we could do. We could also select from generated ads. When you click on that, you would now be able to see here that we don't have any generated ads yet. So basically, you can take inspiration from your previous work, or you could generate a whole new ad right here by using the ad section. But we'll be doing that later on. For now, we'll be focusing on the creatives in here, and I'll just be using this by manually uploading my own product images. So now in here, I'm going to click on launch 6 creatives. And now it's done. So basically, the ad sets creation has been successful, but it didn't create any ads. That is because I haven't connected a payment method yet on my Meta Ads Manager. So you want to go here into Ads Manager, and then you'd be able to see that the ad sets will be generated. So these are the 2 ad sets that was generated from the media buying in here. However, as stated in here, that it has attempted to create 6 ads across 2 ad sets, so the testing could start with 3 creatives, which is broad US 001 and 002. But it failed due to the ad account needing a valid payment method. So we would need to resolve this in order for us to have something here on the ads for our ad set. So you can just do that here in billing and payments. So make sure that you set that up if you're doing this for real. But since I'm just doing a demo, I will not be going through this one right here, but this is basically how you would want to do it right here when you are setting up or using media buying for the first time once you have launched your ads right here in media buying. And basically, the media buying feature here is not just limited to content generation. You can basically make assistance with this in everything that you do here in Crush. So this is your personal assistant here in this platform. So you can ask things like, how do I change the Instagram account that is linked into our Crush account? And it will now say some instructions on how we could do that. So here we can go into project, setup, and then media buying in the app. So we would be able to see disconnect and connect there. And you could also command to, let's say, increase the daily budget on campaign A by $20. Let's say that, and click here on send. And now here's the response. Although the AI here wasn't able to make a direct change from this chat, it has provided us with the instructions on how we would be able to do this, because they don't really allow the manual increases right here to be done by AI just for safety reasons. So it's actually very reasonable, but at least by doing it here in this AI media buying chat, you would have some instructions, some clear guidance on how you'd be able to do this. And this is especially helpful, especially if you're a beginner, because in this way you would have actionable steps that you would be able to do, and you would also be able to chat here on why that is. You can ask for the reason. If you don't understand something, then you can just message it right here, and the AI will explain. So this is really helpful in everything that you do here in Crush. You could even ask for suggestions, like for example, what should I do next? Right here, and click on send. And now here's the response, and as you can see, it would provide you some recommendations on what to do next. So in here is that we're still on the launch creative steps right here because we weren't able to get by that because of the payment method issue. But basically, yeah, you could just ask for everything here in this AI, and it would actually be able to provide some good recommendations. Another thing to discuss is that there's an insights button in here. So this is basically Crush's media buying dashboard to give you a summary view of performance and optimization recommendations. So you can think of it as the analysis layer. Instead of just showing raw stats, it interprets them for you. So as you can see right here, I'm syncing the latest data and will provide you the insights once I'm ready, as said by the AI. So we'd have to wait for a bit for that. And now here is the result. As you can see right here, we now have some reports. So here on this ad set, it says that we kept this ad set active, no ads were created due to a billing issue, and so on. So you'd actually be able to see the status of each ad set in here on what went wrong or if everything is good and so on. And we have some attention and pauses, billing issue again, and then monitor for ad creation, complete 48-hour creative test window to evaluate. So these are recommendations in here on what you could do as your next steps. And yeah, that's basically the insights feature in here. So you can ask again in 6 hours in here. As you can see, there is a cooldown. And then we also have the summary button. So this would be the media buying dashboard that is different from insights. It's more of a high-level snapshot of your campaigns rather than a recommendation engine. So you'll be seeing the raw stats in here, like the total ad spent, the revenue, the return on ad spent that you have, the profit, and so on. So you also have the live strategy right here, so you can see real-time campaign performance. But as for us, there's nothing in here on the data because we're not spending anything. And then the winning creatives here. So you'd need to start running your campaign so that you can see all of it right here. So this is also a really useful feature so that you can keep tab on things. So next, we'll be going here into the ad section. And in here, we can find the ad scraping engine. So this is a powerful feature that will help you spy on competitors' ads and gather inspiration or intelligence on how they are doing their ads. And in here, you'd see two modes. So you have track by keyword or track by domain. For now, let's go track by keyword. So for example, we are in the smart water bottle niche. So I'm going to go type in smart water bottle. And from here, I'm going to click on add. And now, as you can see, changing settings will refresh and update your competitor ad results. So I'm going to click here on update settings. So make sure to take note of that. And competitors are being scanned. We are now gathering ad data for the targets you entered. So this would take 5 to 10 minutes. So let's just wait for that until it is done. And now it is all done. And I have added another one right here, by the way. So just a brand new keyword, which is a water bottle. And we can see that reflected here under ad library. So you'd be able to see the ads now using this monitoring targets. So the keyword that we added was water bottle. And then you can see that right here. You can see it in the found via smart water bottle. So this is the keyword, and this one is found via the domain or our competitor right here. And you can see also if it is an active ad or inactive, and when did it start. So this would be 5 days ago, how many reach, and how many ads it has. So you can see that right here, and same goes for the other ads. And the track by domain in here, by the way, is basically by default we would have added our competitors that we have added earlier in the project setup, if you remember. So they are added here automatically. And you could also manually add more if you'd want right here. And it will now be updated once again right here in the ad library. So it will be like this one, as you can see with this icon. This means that this was found via the track by domain. And in here, we also have some filters. So here you can filter via a date range. Here you can filter via competitors or keywords. You can see that right here. You can select. And then we have the all status. May it be active, inactive, or all status. And here is my favorite. We can see that we can go for not iterated or iterated. Now, if you don't know what both of this means, iterated basically means that the ads have been running in multiple versions. So it has the same core creative, but with slight differences like maybe color swap, headline tweak, or offer wording. And the not iterated would basically mean just one creative tied to that campaign ad set, no duplicates or no variations. So I'm just gonna keep it as it is for this video, and I'm just gonna select an ad right here. For example, I am interested in this one right here in this format. So I'm gonna click here and select that ad. And then you can see here we have the generate one ad button. So when you click on that, you will now be prompted in here in the Crush AI generated iterations. So this is basically where you'd be able to take inspiration from that image that you have selected. Now it's done, and here's the result. As you can see, it looks really good. So you can click here on the eye icon to view it. And it even replaced the text in here. So this is the original, and this is our inspired ad that we have derived from this ad right here that we have selected. So you can see that our product here looks really good. I really like it. And also the text. So let's see. So it tracks my water intake. This is the best smart water bottle. It's slim, lighter than my previous bottle. It's actually a pleasure to stay hydrated with the glowing reminders and so on. So actually, I'm surprised that the text here was great because most AI have jumbled letters and I don't know, it's just not readable anymore when it comes to text. But this one is actually pretty good. And yeah, I really like this right here. And then now you could go back and you could download all if you're now satisfied with it and would now like to use it. And you could also go click here on the pencil icon. And this is where you'd be able to edit the image. So you could go here into your brand assets. So you can use this reference in your edit. So you can go for the brand colors, product image right here, and so on. So basically this is what you have to add to your prompt to use this in your edit. So that's it. And yeah. So let's say that I just want to remove the logo at the top. So I'm gonna go for remove the logo at the top and click on apply edit. Alright, it is now done, and as you can see, it has now removed that logo in here and it looks really great. So overall, I'm satisfied with this. And next is that you can click here to download this specific image only if that's what you want. You can click here and it should now be downloaded into your device in just a bit, and here it is. So now you can use that on wherever you'd want to upload it. So it's that easy. And the next thing is that I'm going to show you the template method. So you can go back here and go into templates. And you can choose the template that you'd want to use right here. And for example, I really like this layout. I think it is really appealing. So I'm going to click here. And then it will now be selected. And I'm going to click here on generate one ad. Actually, let's do two ads right here. So I would want to go for this one for also right there. So now I've selected two. So what would happen if you select multiple? Let's click here and generate two ads. And it will now generate two variations of the ads that you have selected. So now let's wait for that to finish. Alright, so now here are the results for our generation here with the template method. So you can click on it right here or click on the eye icon to view it. So here's the template that we use, and now here's our final product and so on. So this the other one right here that we have also selected. So it also did a reference from this template that we have selected into our own generated ad in here. And again, if you would like to edit each one of them right here, you can just click here and just type out what you would want to be changed in the image, click on apply edit, and it will be done just like this one right here. And that's basically how you can generate your ads here in Crush AI. It's really simple and very effective. Now, what if you have multiple products that you would want to create ads here in Crush? Then you just simply need to click here on new project, and this would lead you to the onboarding process once again. Basically the same thing that we did earlier in setting up our project. So you would have to go through this again, but for a different product this time, or a brand. So I'm just going to exit out of this one, but basically that's how you can create your new project in here. And as you can see here in the dashboard, we now have some activity right here that has happened because we have done something here in Crush. And this basically concludes our video. The takeaway is simple. Crush is not just a tool to launch ads, it's a system to study competitors, test creatives, manage spend, and optimize automatically. It gives you both the strategy and the execution layer so you can run ads smarter, faster, and with more clarity. So if you'd like to try Crush out, you can use the link in the description to go here into their website and start setting up your account in here. Also, so that you can make sure that it is the correct website and you'd be able to maximize the deals here using that link. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.